Persona 5 Tactica. I have heard some people say that they don't like the art direction of PST, which is fair. It's not for everyone. It's similar in style to Persona Q and Q2, and for a spin-off with this kind of combat system, I think it works really well. P5T doesn't take itself too seriously, and the chibi art style adds charm to that. If you vibe with the art style, or even if you don't but are willing to look past it, there is a great game to be had here. The gameplay follows the template set out by games like XCOM, but honestly for me the game that resonates the most with 5T is Mario or Rabbids Kingdom Battle or Sparks of Hope. It almost feels like Atlus set out the Putra Persona twist on those very games, and I think they managed that to great effect. The story is interesting enough but isn't suited to newcomers to the series. Gameplay wise, I like that each character feels unique in the way their personas interact during battles. It feels like team compositions matter, and the ability to give an additional persona to each party member, not just Joker, is an interesting change. One of the highlights for me is the challenges. The challenges are essentially scenarios which require problem solving. There is usually one right way to complete the mission, and figuring out the correct steps and executing the game plan is satisfying. Plus the rewards completing the challenges make it worthwhile as opponent to challenges being stuck on as an extra for no reason. Little bit about battle. The combat system is beyond boring. I am not the biggest fan of the genre, but I have played similar games in the past, and all have been a lot more fun. The combat is essentially basic and way too easy even on Merciless. The AI is so terrible that they something don't even more attack you for no reason. All the characters also feel pretty much the same. While in P5 and Strikers, all members filled a certain role and felt unique. This game is exact opposite. Both the guns and melee are interchangeable with one another for all chairs. The skills are technically different, but execution do the same. And since all PT can now equip a side persona which can give them skills which they never had, it makes them seem even more the same. Hiding behind cover practically makes you invisible, and only a few enemies can counter that. About storyline. So actually the story is fine so far. I am only in Kingdom 2, so I can't speak much on it. But due to the prior mentioned problem with the visuals, plot points feel very weird and awkwardly executed. Science things just kinda happen and you don't really know where you are or what the situation looks like. There are cutscenes from time to time, which are great, but they sadly only highlight the massive problems of visual novel aspect. Also the PT just kinda exists. This game is Toshiro's and Enira's story, and the PT are just kinda there for the ride, which is very much unlike P5 and Strikers. And Strikers was such a good high effort sequel, and this is the opposite. It's Atlus trying to make money with the most low effort stuff by attaching P5. In a sense, it's really predatory. So the game isn't bad by any means. But if you aren't a P5 fan, there is nothing here for you. Unlike Strikers, which even if you didn't play the original was good enough to stand on its own legs. It's by no means worth full price. This is a €40 title max. It's a glory-filled visual novel with boring shafted gameplay and whatever music. I think the game should have taken more time in the oven and should have more things added to it, since it does feel very bare bones, especially for full price. Also, they want €20 DLC, and it goes without saying the soundtrack goes hard, as is the case with every Persona game. When it comes to soundtracks to set the tone and get you vibing, Persona doesn't miss. That said, one of my main gripes with P5T is the Deluxe Edition and DLC. I am not a fan of the Day 1 DLC or Sparkly Jay-Z Edition, which came bundled with with the exclusives and extras that makes you feel like you are missing out by not buying it. Being a big Persona fan, I cared and got the digital deluxe edition. I have zero interest in the weapon pack on the Persona pack because I don't like DLC, which gives me an early game advantage. I'd like a challenge and to earn my progress, so to speak. The reason I picked up the deluxe edition was purely for the Repaint Your Heart DLC. Challenges with Akechi and Kasumi. I am all over it, but I would argue this could have, and probably should have, been included in the base game, especially at the steep price for a spin-off. The upcoming P3 Reload offers various editions, with various extras and DLCs as well, something I would like Atlus to stop knuckling down on personal.